We can get this video right. So this is by the way, this is a Ford 7.3 liter gas engine. This is in the Super Duty lineup, and it's on other, lineups too. But so before I bought the 7.3, I knew it was like durable. Like I knew it was heavy duty. However, I did not realize it was more durable than, at least from how it's designed, to the 6.6 gas. I honestly thought they were kind of equal. I always thought the 6.6 gas was not more heavy duty than it actually is, but this is technically more heavier duty, which just because it has, they both have cast iron blocks and stuff, and I'm not an expert on everything this has, but and I don't think that it's more durable because it's port injected. I don't think that makes a difference. I really don't think direct injection is a bad thing. I don't think there's really, because I've had direct injection motors before on my 6.2, also on my EcoBoost, and never had any problems. I had my ZR2 almost 65,000 miles, and like I said, I did do a carbon clean out. They did at the dealer, and I think it was like $100. So, did it need it? No, but I did it because it hadn't been done, and it didn't hurt, and it was really cheap. And so a lot of times that's overblown. However, you don't deal with the carbon buildup as much on this because it washes over the intake valves, I believe. So yeah, I got the dual alternators here, which I didn't actually know that I had until recently, because it didn't say it on the window sticker, but that's besides the point. The point is that this is more durable when you look at it, how it was designed. It has heavier duty components. It's more built for commercial applications, whereas the 6.6 gas was more, it's a lighter duty, it's in a similar family as the 6.2 Silverado, and they both have very similar power outputs. But if you're wanting a 6.6 gas, don't hesitate to get it, because it's still going to be far better than any non-HD engine, except maybe the 3.5 EcoBoost. I think that's pretty equal to these HD gassers, and some might disagree, but you get what you want to get. Now the 6.4 Hemi, I had a 6.4 Hemi in the Challenger, and I'll talk about that eventually. That was a good motor. In the truck format, it really just, I haven't driven it in the truck. However, I had the Challenger. I think that was a good application for it. In the truck so much, like I said, it's really outdated. I'm not saying it's bad, but I personally would, I personally would not go with it, just because I'm not really a Ram guy, and I don't really like cylinder deactivation, which the GM 6.6 gas and the 7.3 do not have that, thank God, because I think in the future they might, but hopefully that never happens, because that's not something I'm gonna buy. But so I hope that makes sense. But if you don't be scared by direct injection, because they're really good. So bye.